What's up, folks? Welcome back to On Texas Football. Welcome back to the Winning Drive. I'm lifetime Longhorn, Rod Babers. Pleased to be joined by another lifetime Longhorn, the young prodigy himself, C.J. Vogel, and of course, our own coach, former high school football coach at Vernon, Capel, Brownwood, Belton, Rotan. Also played college football at Abilene Christian. Coach there as well. Was on the staff at University of Texas for multiple head football coaches. These days, you can catch his work at ShipleyRanches.com. It's our own Coach Bob Shipley. What's going on, Coach?
Hey guys, what's going on?
Oh, feeling good, Coach. Can't wait to talk some ball with you today. Of course, this show, the prime time edition of the Winning Drive, brought to you by friends over at Vaughn Lane. Shout out to our friends over at Hargrove, Prize Peak, Zen AI, Hexclad. We'll tell you more about all of our friends coming up a little bit later on this program, but the program belongs to you. Show of the people, for the people, and by the people. So throw out your questions, comments. We'll try to address as many of them as we can. Super chats always jump to the front of the line, and you can interrupt the show at any time. Just throw out a super chat. Happy 713 day to everybody out there. Now, for those who don't know what 713 is, I'm from H-Town, so it's an H-Town holiday. It's a Houston holiday because the area code, the main area code, like the first area code for Houston was 713. I still got a 713 number. All right, most people now, they got 832s and 281s and all this kind of stuff. No, I'm still 713. All right, H-Town to the core. So a little love for H-Town, Texas-related topics. I want to ask you guys a question. Think about this. Just let it soak in for a second, because everybody knows who every Longhorn's favorite player from Houston is. That's Vince Young. So aside from Vince Young, I want to know who's your favorite Texas player from the Houston area. You can go Greater Houston, of course, and then we can discuss outside of Vince Young, because like I said, Vince Young is a whole other category. Who's the best kind of all-time players from the Houston area? I can help y'all out with that too, because I've done plenty of research. Also, I want to discuss best players on the current roster. Who are the game changers from the Houston area right now on the Texas roster? Also, I got a list of names. I can help y'all out with that. So we'll get into that coming up on the show in the 713 edition of the show. CJ, how you feeling, brother? What's going on? How you doing?
Oh, we're doing well. We're doing well. Home run derbies tonight. So for folks excited about that. Fortunately, we'll lead you into about an hour of Texas Longhorn notes until you can devote all attention to some dingers, man.
New format, right?
Yeah, new format tonight. Don't ask me about the details. I don't know it, but
yeah,
I'm ready to hear all about some dingers. I got Jordan Walker tonight from St. Louis.
Oh, I like that. Okay, yeah, and it's on Netflix, right? I've been seeing that on my Netflix stuff. Kind of something. I don't know. Is it only on Netflix or is it available everywhere?
Only on Netflix, as far as I know.
Wow. There you go. So they changed it up in a lot of ways. All right. Yes, Marco, Casey Hampton does count. I can give you guys a long list of guys, but I just wanted you guys to throw out some too a little bit. And yeah, if you guys want to go different sports, you can. I was just kind of focusing on football, but hey, y'all can throw out the different sports if you'd like to. Yeah, the Greater Houston area is huge. Woodlands, Galveston's thrown in there. Galveston is considered Greater Houston. I don't know when they stop I don't know when they stop considering spots in Greater Houston, because it's huge. And I don't know which one's bigger, DFW or Greater Houston, because DFW is also a huge metroplex. So I want to give some love to H-Town a little bit today, and we can talk about that. So let me ask you guys this. On the roster right now, here are the guys that I have from the Houston area. All right. We got Cade Phillips, Jonah Williams, Brad Spence, Chris Stewart, Kosi Okpala, Ryan Niblett, Justin Cryer, Smith Orogbo, Jonte Newman, and Nick Townsend. Those are your H-Town representatives, Greater Houston. Which one has the biggest impact on 2026? Is it a no-brainer?
Ooh, that's tough. Rod, when you posed this question originally, I couldn't help but my mind just go straight to Cade Phillips. And I kind of put myself through hell a little bit this afternoon. I watched some of the All-22 from the Texas-Florida game from last year.
Oh.
It wasn't very fun, but I focused on the defense, and that was the first real test for Cade Phillips. He played about 25 snaps in that game.
Yeah.
Obviously wasn't the prettiest. Texas without Malik Muhammad. I know, Rod, that you've talked about it at times, really at length, dating back to that game. Without Malik Muhammad, Texas struggled right at that cornerback spot. They got exposed a couple of times, and with Malik Muhammad, their odds are they put up a significantly more competitive fight. Right? Do they win? I don't know. It was a pretty bad game all the way around in both trenches. Point being, you did get to see some glimpses of Cade Phillips in his first SEC game. That I think kind of lent more to the expectation of what was to come later on in the season, to the point where you sat there against A&M and you sat there later on. You said, man, how is this guy not on the field more? And that, of course, raises expectations for this year, to which I'm sitting here saying, there's no way you can keep this guy sidelined. And that why I'm as excited about Cade Phillips and his year 2 jump as anybody on this entire team.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's a good. Yeah, I'm with you on that. Everybody knows I probably was the biggest and the earliest Cade Phillips fan on the channel.
Mm-hmm.
And I said he'd have a chance to start some games his freshman year. He ended up obviously making me look really smart toward the end of the year. That came to fruition. I'm with you. If he doesn't have a huge leap this year, I'd be very disappointed.
I would be too.
I'd be extremely disappointed because he's ready. I'm with you. He has all the raw tools, and I think this system actually is going to be a more favorable and compatible with his skill set, because they'll play a little bit more man-to-man. They'll be a little bit more physical and more aggressive with their coverage tendencies. Coach, is it that simple for you? Looking at the guys in Houston, the Houston area?
Yeah, it is. It is. But when you say impact, I got to bring Ryan Niblett into this conversation.
Boom.
Dude has impacted some games for us.
Yeah.
One play impacts.
That's real, though. That's true. Yeah. Of all these guys on this list, he was the most impactful last year of any player arguably on the team, because he didn't play very much, but there's no doubt he won you probably 2+ games you can put down there as the Ryan Niblett factor. Put you over the top.
Impact per snap. No one had
impact per snap. That's a good CJ. You need to copyright that, bro. They need to make a little cumulative stat. Impact per snap.
We need, what is it? We need mathematicians in here getting the war equivalent per snap.
There you go. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's what Ryan Niblett would be. Yeah, no doubt. The impact per snap. He might be the nation's leader in that category. All right, let's thank our sponsors, then bring on my man Stevie Lee before we dive into some of the topics. But first, thank our friends over at Von Lane. We appreciate Von Lane. They do a great job of sponsoring us, and they've been friends with us for a long time and partners with us for a long time. The Von Lane experience is fantastic. I can vouch. I've actually traveled with the Von Lane several times. I've traveled to Houston, to Dallas. I've traveled for business reasons, for personal reasons. Each and every time, the experience gets even better. And that's what I love about it. You know, a lot of you out there still flying those shorter routes in between major Texas cities, dealing with TSA and security checks and delayed flights. Some of you still driving, which can also be very, very stressful and tiring, right? Dealing with road rage and traffic and all that stuff. Well, our friends at Von Lane offer a first-class travel experience on the ground. You board in minutes at a private hotel terminal. You settle into one of just 22 really comfortable, oversized leather seats. You enjoy complimentary Wi-Fi, beverages, snacks, and hot towel service on every trip. Actually, they've upgraded their internet with Starlink, so now it's faster and more reliable than it's ever been. They even have meals on select departures, but they serve Austin, Dallas, Houston, San Antonio, Fort Worth, Plano, the Woodlands as well, Nashville, talking about that 713 day, Nashville, Memphis, Atlanta, Knoxville, everywhere you're trying to get to. Our friends at Von Lane, they can service your needs. If you're traveling with a team, you can charter your own Von Lane coach and design the trip from pick up to drop off. Visit vonlane.com, VONLANE.com. If it's your first time riding, use the code OTF26 at checkout. You'll receive $20 off your first ride with Von Lane. That's Von Lane, your private jet on wheels. And while we're thanking sponsors, let's thank our friends over at Prize Picks as well. We really appreciate them. If you're not picking with Prize Picks, folks, you're doing yourself a disservice. It is a fantastic way to improve your sports viewing experience, right? You just sit back, you check the score, you flip between games, but now you got a little something invested, and trust me, it makes it that much better. Every shot, every pitch, every touch, every possession matters that much more, and that's where Prize Picks comes in, and you're really picking more or less on projections, right? Player stats, really, really easy, all right? More or less, whatever you're on, and you can mix and match across different sports, be really creative, whatever you're into, your favorite sport, your favorite player on your favorite team, or you can get really creative and, you know, picking World Cup and going with WNBA or esports, whatever you're into, baseball. Our friends at Prize Picks, they have it available to you. And right now it's available in all 50 states, including right here in the great state of Texas. So download the app, use the code HMA, play $5, and they'll give you $50 in lineups instantly. That's the code HMA. 5 gets you 50. And as always, play smart, play responsibly. play prospects. Okay, let's dive right into my man Stevie Lee, lifetime Longhorn, my former teammate Stevie. What's going on, Stevie? How you doing, man? Oh, I think you might be muted. There you go.
I'm good, man. How are you guys?
There you go. Hey, man. Good to talk to you, Stevie. Good to hear from you. Okay, I asked these guys because we celebrating 713 today. All right, H-Town. All right. So, can you give me your all-time outside of Vince Young? All right, because that's just cheating. Favorite and who do you think is the best player coming out of H-Town?
Best player come out of H-Town
Outside of Vince Young.
Outside of Vince Young, I would put you in there for me, but
I appreciate that.
But for me, man, you from Louisiana, so
might as well be, my
man. Yeah, for me, you hometown Louisiana boy, man. But I started thinking, man, there's a lot coming out of Houston, man. But can we go back to the ones on the roster right now?
Yes, do it.
And I typed it in the comments, and I said Ryan Niblett, right?
Yeah, man. Yeah,
I think that he has the biggest impact. I'm with you, Coach. If we don't have him on the team, last year we were 10-3, right? Mm-hmm. If we don't have him on the team, we are 8-5.
Yeah,
middle of the pack. You know what I'm saying? So that's the biggest impact to me. Kid from Houston, he's one of the biggest impacts that we had on the team last year. And what did you say, CJ? The per play. Yeah. What did you call it?
Yeah, impact per play.
Impact per play. I like that. You need to put that on a hat, man.
IPP. We won't do the abbreviation there, but yeah, no, impact per play. I think he's up there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's kind of what Havoc Ray tries to, at least on defense. They try to quantify, right, impact of a player. But you're right. I mean, Ryan Niblett, like I said, honestly, if you're putting up great players from Houston and favorite players from Houston, Ryan Niblett's going to be in the future a lot of people's kind of favorite outside of Vince Young, because Vince Young is a separate category. All right, he'd be their favorite player because you remember he won you games. Like you remember a guy that made plays that actually won the game. Like everybody's contributing, but that guy made a play that actually won. Literally, you remember like it was him. It was him being the X factor that won you games. So Ryan Niblett not talked about enough. Matter of fact, it kind of goes to another question, and he might be the answer to this question too. Who's the most disrespected player on the roster now? Now that we're almost done with talking season, that we either don't talk about enough, or when we do talk about them, it ain't with the type of praise and compliments that we should.
Well, nationally, I think that we are disrespecting. Nationally, I think that they are disrespecting our quarterback,
Arch
Manning.
Yes. They are disrespecting Arch, really?
Yes. Nationally, they're talking bad about him. He went to this camp and he made one bad throw, and it was the worst thing that ever happened to him.
Like, CJ put that. I think that's CJ video too that got went viral. Like
is that CJ? Come on, man!
It
be your own people.
There were multiple videos out there. It wasn't just me. I made sure that my Arch propaganda was where it needed to be by the end
of Yeah, and I think also I'm staying on the offensive side of the ball is Wingo. We're not talking enough about him because he was by himself last year. And then we get the new shiny Cadillac that came in, and now we threw our Honda Accord away, So
hold up. Is Ryan Wingo the Honda Accord?
That's just a figure of speech, man. That's all. So we stop talking about him, but he's going to make a bigger impact this year, I believe, because they're going to be paying too much attention to the shiny new Cadillac Escalade that we got.
Okay, so now we got to continue this. Okay, so the Cam Coleman is the Escalade, and Ryan Wingo is the Honda Accord. What is it in Mosley?
No, come on, man. Dang. Y'all gonna clip that and show it to him and everything.
I do that, to that point though. Asking though about the most disrespected, a lot of folks are saying Emmett Mosley.
Yes,
because we haven't said a damn thing about Emmett Mosley all offseason. We haven't. I want to say we've mentioned his name. CJ, maybe I can count on one hand how many times we've discussed Emmett Mosley.
No, yeah. In a way, it kind of reminds me of last summer, right around this times, like we didn't talk about him at all, but not because he wasn't healthy and performing. It was because, well, we didn't know about him. He wasn't healthy. We didn't know quite when he would be healthy. And then when we finally saw him on the field, it was in pockets at first. And it wasn't until Texas continually went to him and relied on him to make big time plays when injury hit that room that we were like, oh, this is who Texas went to the portal to go get. I see why Texas targeted him over an Eric Singleton or some of these guys in the portal. And you're like, okay, this makes sense. Now can I see it more? And so at this point in the year, we're hearing a lot about Jermaine Bishop, right? And so, Stevie, hearing about the fun, shiny new toy, you're kind of looking at, well, if that fun, shiny new toy is in one hand, that means you got to get rid of another toy out of the other hand to make sure that you can play with them, right? To make sure that you can have as much fun with them. Well, that's kind of what we're having that conversation with this offseason is, boy, Jermaine Bishop looks good. That would then mean Emmett Mosley, is he on this? I mean, is he being disrespected?
That's a good point.
Makes you think.
Yeah. No, you're right. The circle of trust. I'm not sure how that's going to play out. You're right, because Jermaine Bishop, I think he's going to force his way on the field somehow. Sark's going to find a way for him to be on the field. But they like Emmett Mosley, and Emmett Mosley is solid, Coach. You know a lot about it. What are your thoughts on Emmett Mosley, Coach? I think I don't know if he has like a huge weakness or flaw as a receiver. I think he's pretty well-rounded.
Yeah, I think skill-wise, he probably is the guy that gets the least amount of respect that can really show what he can do this season. Although, you're going to have two guys outside that are going to be obviously demanding a lot of attention, which could really open things up for him to have a big year.
Yeah.
On the interior line, I say Connor Robertson is very disrespected in terms of, well, and really Trevor Gooseby to an extent, because there's so many big names on this roster that you don't have a Trevor Gooseby that comes through this program very often, and if he can stay healthy, he'll be a name that will go down in the annals as one of the all-time great offensive linemen in the history of the University of Texas football team. But defensively, I would say a guy that we talk about him, but you don't hear the other talk about him because all the big names is Jelani McDonald.
Yeah, that's a good
I
one.
think Ed Spence is probably a guy that is overlooked to a certain extent in terms of his versatility and what he brings to that linebacker group. But there's several guys. But when you have this many, as we'll talk about in a minute, Rod, the ranking of all the guys from the transfer portal. When you have the number one guy from the portal come on your team, and you've got Arch Manning on your team, then there's a lot of guys that aren't going to be mentioned that deserve to be mentioned, but that's how deep this team is.
Yeah, no, you're right. That's why I feel like there are a lot of disrespected guys on the roster. I like that Connor Robertson one because we talk O-line and your returning starting center is not really talked about in that conversation too. All right, Stevie, I got a couple other questions. First, are you watching the World Cup? Are you still into it now that Team USA is out?
I actually am, man.
Really?
I am. I watched England and Norway. Was it Norway? A little bit on Saturday.
Okay.
Was that Saturday? Yeah, a little bit. So I'm still into it, man. It's the U.S. We kind of knew we weren't going to go all the way. I think we got another 4 years to get to all the way down to the semis at least.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. I'm glad my man Stevie's still into it. I know most of y'all kind of tuned out after that. All right, Stevie, now that you are getting close to the season, Steve said Stevie Lee is wearing his Messi jersey under his shirt. I know Stevie ain't got no Messi jersey out there. I know he ain't got
I don't.
But now we're getting close to the season. I wanted to ask you really about is there any team on the schedule who you think is a real wild card that is going to be much better than people believe and going to be a problem for Texas?
Yeah, I've been worried about that Tennessee game at Tennessee.
Okay, good for you.
Yeah.
Okay, I like that.
I've been worried about that one. I think we're going to get our lick back with Florida. Ole Miss will be fine. And at Missouri as well. They can be a spoiler down at the end of the season, and we can be looking forward to LSU. We got to be really focused going to Missouri while looking forward to LSU that very next week.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then messing around with Arkansas after LSU. And then we usually have a bye week before we get to A&M. That last part of the season is going to be a gauntlet, bro.
Yeah.
Sure. And you cannot slip up against Missouri. That'll mess your whole season up because you got LSU, Arkansas, and A&M after that.
Just worried about November with all those road games.
Absolutely. But we really, really got to be careful with going to Tennessee up there, man. Rocky Top is a hard place to play.
Stevie, what do you think about that game being at 11 o'clock?
I don't have a problem with that. I mean, it's not as hot up there than it is here. So I think our guys will still be conditioned and everything. I don't have a problem with it. 11 o'clock game. Me get up, drink some coffee, and watch some football that day. So I'm cool with it.
I love that. I love the 11 o'clock game. It doesn't give the Rocky Toppers enough time to really get sauced, and get crazy into the game. But I'm telling you, Stevie, you and Rod know this. It's so much better than a 7 or 8 o'clock game at night because you're going to be getting home at 3 in the morning, 4 in the morning, and you got to be up there the next day and all that stuff. Plus our guy, and I'm sure a lot of teams are doing this. Now our guys practice in the mornings. They're used to getting up early and get going and getting in the groove of things, at an early time. I think that plays to our advantage. If it was a night game, I would, you're sitting in the hotel all day long. You're having these meetings that you've already covered stuff 100 times, and they're just trying to keep your butt out of bed, kind of keep you from watching other games and getting your mind on some other opponent or whatever, 11 o'clock game, man, you're up at the crack of dawn and you're going, you're moving, you're meeting, you're in the parking lot doing your walkthrough, you're doing all that stuff. And then, you get to the game and it's on, and you're going to get home at a reasonable time. And I know that shouldn't matter, but I can't help but think it doesn't play a role in your attitude about the game. You know what I'm saying? You add up all these little things about the game, sitting in the hotel all day, going to all these meetings. You've already heard this stuff 100 times, whatever, but coaches have to do it because they can't let you lay in bed all day.
Yeah. No, actually, I'm with you, Coach. I know fans like the primetime games because it's primetime, right, under the lights. As a player, I'm with you. I hate waiting around all day for a game. Hate it. Yeah. And I hate, watching games because you get too excited about your game coming up. And it's almost like you wear yourself out emotionally throughout the day. Going over the scenarios, it's kind of hard for me anyway, it was hard to relax because I didn't sleep the day before games. I'm not sleeping before. Who sleeps soundly before? I didn't. I never slept soundly before a night before a game. It's like Christmas. I'm like, who sleeps soundly before Christmas? Hell no, I'm ready to go. Let's go. And that's kind of, and then to wait all day. I'm about here tonight. I'm probably a little tired because I've been probably not sleeping well, anxious, ready to go. And like Coach said, I'd rather get up at 8, meal. Let's go. Get to the stadium. Boom. Get dressed. Let's go. I had no time to think, no time to even worry about what could go wrong or what's going to happen or watching other teams. Like, oh, man, I got to make sure I don't worry about that guy got beat on that play. Like watching game. I don't want to watch games in the day before my game. I realized I stopped doing that actually like my junior year. I'm not watching. I'm too excited. And so I'm mentally putting myself in the shoes of other players I'm watching the game and wearing myself out emotionally. So I stopped watching. I was like, no, I'm only focusing on my game. And so I agree with Coach. I'd rather the early game as a player.
Especially on the road. If you're going to have a night game, have it at home. At least, you're in your own town and, your family's in town and all that stuff. And maybe they can come by the hotel, say hi, whatever. But if it's going to be a night game, primetime game, it's best to have it at home.
The other reason why we wanted morning games, Rod, because, for me, I was broke. These kids aren't broke anymore. We get an early game. We got per diem for dinner that night, So true. I wanted an early game every time so we get more per diem at the end of the night. So, but that's a broke college student. These guys ain't broke no more. So
they ain't broke no more, bro. They ain't broke no more.
But I'm really excited. I'm really excited about the season. I got my season tickets that came in today. They got ported over to my portal. And I looked in it and I was like, I'm really excited about this right now, man. This is really cool. So I'm really excited about the season. So I'm glad you asked about the season coming up, because as soon as I saw it in my portal, I started smiling. I was like, it's here.
It's here, baby. Yeah, I'm saying. Y'all almost done with the talking season, man, because I think we all tired of talking season.
Yeah, 100%.
Be about it. Stop talking about it. But Stevie, thank you for joining us to talk about it. We appreciate it, and have a great rest of the week. And tell that lovely family of yours we said what's up.
All right, guys. Welcome. Appreciate it, guys.
Thanks, Stevie. Stevie joins us courtesy of Hardgrove Roofing. By the way, shout out to our friends at hardgroveroofing.com. If you are Texas, Louisiana, Arkansas, they have great offices set up in those locations. If you need a roof inspection, or you're concerned about your roof, or it's been a while since anybody's looked at your roof, don't worry. Leave it to the folks at Hardgrove Roofing. They'll take care of you. They're offering a free roof inspection today, 512-645-3202. My man Stevie Lee can also vouch for the character of the fine folks over at Hardgrove Roofing. We've had several activations with our partners at Hardgrove Roofing. They are great. They will take care of your customer services. They're top priority, and they want to make sure that they do right by you. That's why we love the folks at Hardgrove Roofing, and you will too. Know who's on your roof with Hardgrove Roofing. All right, let's get to. I know we got a couple of questions, and then we'll dive into. Oh man, Brad, hold up. Brad, did you see that in twice? Did you do a double? Did you double up on the super chat? Either way, we appreciate it. Said if one was not good, how about two? All right, see. He said, Coach, I asked Ryan Jerry last night. They let me down. What? No. He said, help me, Coach. Something interesting about this season. All right. So everybody needs to come up with something interesting about the season for my man Brandon. I believe we were like at the end of the show, and they came in like right at the end, Brandon. That's probably why we didn't actually say something interesting, but you're right. We should have threw that out there.
Well, the ones that are of great interest revolve around one player, and that's Arch Manning, and where Texas has to play this year.
Mm-hmm.
At Florida, at Ole Miss, at LSU. Those are the three stories of interest that all revolve around the Manning family.
It's going to be fun.
I can't understand that Tennessee game and why they made it so early, because right, we assume the other games are going to be late, those big-time storyline games for the Manning family and everything. The Tennessee one is weird, though. Sorry, go ahead.
That's I mean, Tennessee and LSU are the two storylines for me. Just getting out to two stadiums that Texas has never played at, right? Two historic programs. Texas never played at LSU. They're supposed to play in 2020. COVID came, knocked that one down on the home and home from 2019. Now you finally get to go. Now it's two national brands. Now it's Arch Manning returning home. Now it's Lane Kiffin. Now it's Steve Sarkisian battling one another. That's fun. And then Knoxville. Texas never played there. So I know that's at 11 o'clock. That might be a bit of some help for Texas going on the road to what is normally a pretty hostile, excited fan base. But just getting to see those SEC towns. I mean, Coach, come on. That's more fun than going to Ames, Iowa, or Lawrence, Kansas. I mean, absolutely. So that alone should be very exciting. Yeah,
you got a lot of historic locations Longhorn fans can travel to now for those road games. I think to me something I've been diving into has been the play caller chess match lately. And I honestly, for Sark, I think it's going to be it's going to be a challenge for him. The defensive minds he's going up against, I think, are pretty interesting. Speaking of Tennessee, you got Jim Knowles. Sark has yet to figure out Jim Knowles. Hasn't. And that Tennessee defense got some veterans on it, especially in the linebacking core and in the front seven. Matt Patricia put Sark in a bit of a blender last year, right? And Patricia did a good job. Patricia's an NFL guy, but that's something Sark's got to figure out too, that chess match. Pete Golding's a defensive guy. So their offense
that intrigues me.
Right? Their offense may regress losing Lane Kiffin, of course, but Pete Golding, he's a defensive guy. And he's one of the fast rising stars in the coaching community, and he's going to be matching wits against Sark. And Sark hasn't actually, I think he did at Bama maybe. Would Pete Golding at Bama for a while? I would say he was at Bama for a while. And maybe actually he might have been there when Sark when Texas played. I'm not 100% sure, but that to me is interesting. And I'll give Sark a ton of credit. He has figured out he has had success against Elko and Venables, but those are two of the best defensive minds in college football too. And Venables is going to be desperate next year, and Venables is going to have a good defense. Hell, he had a top 5 defense when Texas played him this year. And you made enough plays offensively, but then you had the Ryan Niblett X factor as well.
Yeah, it was just enough, right? Because you only found the end zone once, and that was on a busted coverage. So,
yeah,
I think that gap between the Texas offense and the Brent Venables defense, I think it's pretty close. I don't think it's – I know Texas has won that series pretty handily 3 of the 4 times that they played in the Venables era. But, I mean, I wouldn't expect an easy game this year by any means. No shot.
Yeah. So that's what's interesting to me is I'm starting to look at these matchups, and even on the Muschamp side, right? Muschamp going up against some great offensive minds. Lane Kiffin being one of those. I think people are underestimating. I saw your tweet about Florida, CJ, Buster Faulkner coming over. I've been studying that offense. That offense is sexy.
Yeah,
that's the only way I can kind of describe it for you. It's a sexy offense. We can get into some of the details of it, but it's a lot of variety in it. It's going to be a challenging one. Hell, even early on, you're going to have to deal with offensive minds like G.J. Kinney. We don't know what the hell Arthur Smith is going to have, but he's got some of the best personnel in the country, if not the best personnel in the country on offense, with Ohio State. So Muschamp will have his hands full there. We talked about Jeff Levy having Kamario Taylor, who's a freak at the quarterback position. For me, the chess match is starting to intrigue me. Outside of looking at the players and the personnel, which we'll look at here in a second, because the top 100 portal acquisitions was ranked by ESPN most recently. I think Max Olson did it, so we'll look at those. But the chess match between the play callers now is starting to really intrigue me. And I think that will play a much bigger role than we are quantifying right here on the channel, just how and maybe because Sark's got to take his game to another level, and then we don't know what really to expect from Muschamp. We just expect success, but we don't really know how it's going to look because Muschamp allegedly hadn't called plays in a few years, but we shall see. So, all right, Brandon. Thank you for the super chat, Brandon. We appreciate that. Super chat from Acho.
Oh, Rob, we lost you. Right. Must have been a good super chat.
Yeah, sorry about that. Okay, my bad about that. I apologize. He says, Achalo Man says, will Texas make it to 16-0 this season? Oof. Coach, yeah, I'm gonna let Coach take the 16-0.
I showed my butt last year when I said we finished 12-0.
I remember that. Yeah.
Me and Stevie both.
Yep, that's true.
That you don't give enough credit to the state of college football, to say anybody's going to go 16-0.
Yeah.
And now you got 9 games. Now you got a 9-game SEC schedule, right? With one less bye week than you used to have.
I think if you can go 3-1 on the road games, you're in a really good place. 3-1. And again, 3 of your final 4 games will be on the road. If you can find a way through that slate where the entirety of the schedule ends up 3-1 on road games and a win in Dallas, you're a lock to the playoffs.
Marcus says you were just 1 year early, Coach.
Hey, 16-0 will be the greatest season in the University of Texas football history. Given the competition week in and week out, the number of teams you have to play in the playoffs,
I agree with that.
Length of the season, the injuries, all that stuff. 16-0, I'm telling you right now, would be the greatest season in the University of Texas football history.
I agree with Coach on that. I think it would be, honestly. You got to look at it's hard to go back to the the DKR days. So I know some of you may come away, hey, look at it. But in terms of modern era, 16-0, considering the gauntlet you're going to have to get through in the playoffs. You're going to have to play, you're going to beat 3-4 straight top 10 teams.
Yep.
Pretty much. That's how you win the playoffs. How in Indiana just had one of them seasons. Remember Sark said recently he didn't see any team being an undefeated national champion, and Indiana did it the very next year. So we shall see if Texas can do it too. I mean, it would be a beautiful thing. I'm not going to say it's impossible, but it's I'm with Coach. It's improbable. Yeah. Justin says, thank you, Justin, for the super chat. Says, for 713 Day, how about them Texas City boys, Rod? Yes, I remember the Texas City boys. I came in 99. The Texas City boys must have been 98, right? It had to be 98. And it was Irvis Hill, Eric Raw, Jermaine Anderson, Tyrone Jones. This is crazy. Houston Lamar, Justin went down there, speaking of road games, we went to Texas City in 99. And Texas City they thought they were big-ish in 99 because they had just had they always had really good players. But we went down there for a non-district road game, and it was lit, Coach. I mean, it was straight up Friday night lights. It was wild. And it was me and my boy Jerome Sapp. Jerome Sapp went to Notre Dame. I had another player, Teron Rubridge, went to A&M. We had like 3 or 4 guys who ended up playing at the next level. And we went down there and won. And what y'all believe it or not, Robbie made like an Odell Beckham Jr. type catch, one hand on him, touchdown. It was. Hey, I know it's hard for y'all to believe that, but I'm telling you, back then your boy had these nice hands. So that was probably. I'm trying to think. Other than the playoff game, that might have been the hypest regular season game that I think I played in, just because you got to travel to Texas City, and then they really did Friday Night Lights justice, right? They did it up. Like they really had the hype crowd. Yeah.
Is that where the Foreman brothers were from? Were they from Texas City?
I believe they were. I believe you're right about that, Coach. Yeah.
Which leads us back to the question that we never answered.
Oh, let's do it then.
The greatest player other than Vince Young to come out of the Houston area.
Give it to me. It's put like this. It could be 4 or 5 different guys.
You're in the top 3 or 4, Rod.
I'm not even close. I wish.
No.
Because
I'm gonna say Brian Arakpo.
Yep.
And Coach, you probably are right about that. He's definitely because he was.
What all? He went to Lombardi, Nagurski. Can't remember what all he won.
I think he won the Hendricks too.
Something. It was crazy.
He won like 3 national awards for 08 season and Muschamps defense. Shout out. The Foreman's did come from Texas City. And you're right, he was a unanimous All-American. I'm gonna give you some stats about All-Americans, just so y'all know. Can anyone want to guess how many unanimous All-Americans there have been in the history of Texas football?
Oh. It's not many, because I remember hearing this stat about Kelvin Banks, thinking
exactly. It ain't as many as you think in 100+ years. No. Unanimous All-Americans, which, by the way, Kelvin Banks was, and so was Brian Arakpo. So when you had that discussion about greatest players from the University of Texas, from the Houston area, both of them guys probably need to be in the conversation because they were both unanimous All-Americans, and there haven't been many. How many? That's
crazy. Jordan was consensus, but he wasn't unanimous.
Yes, and I got the number on the kids. So there have been 25, according to the University of Texas, 25 unanimous All-Americans in the history of Texas football. So when you get unanimous, you're in a different world altogether. Honestly, and the truth is, I'm not even sure VY was unanimous. I think he was consensus. Because I think they had to have Matt Leinart in there. So you got to be unanimous. Like all of the All-American voting platforms choose you as the first team guy. And there have been 50 consensus All-Americans. To your point, Coach, still very rarefied air. 65 like occasions where someone's been named a consensus All-American, but some guys were beasts and did it multiple times, like just monsters, like a Johnny Johnson.
Yeah, so consensus is first team on what? All of the national.
I want to say it's you don't have to have all of them, because all of them are unanimous. It's either 3 or 4 of the 5.
3 of the 5 or 3 of the 4.
Something like that. Yeah, of the 5 that have you as a first team guy.
Because there's so many different, there's so many different All-American publications and rosters that come out. You got to sit there and be like, all right, who still holds weight versus when, 30, 50, 70 years ago? Yeah. And how's it teetered back and forth?
That's true too. I think now they probably should update it. It's probably a bit antiquated now. They probably should with some more of the modern publications. But
back in the day, it was just AP, wasn't it?
Yeah, but now it's 5 of them. Walter Camp's on one of the 5. Remember, they just did the Walter Camp.
Phil Steele's another.
Is it there? Yes. It's probably a bit antiquated, to be honest. There have been 100 Longhorns who've received first-team All-American honors in the history of the program. So that's how you remember it. 25, 50, 100. 25 unanimous, 50 consensus, 100 first-team All-Americans. And so I went back and looked at it from the Houston area. There have been 15 consensus All-Americans out of the 50. So 15%.
30.
Base. If you go look at it like, if you go look at like that, what, 15 of the 50? So that's a good amount from the Houston, just from the greater Houston area.
30% of all of them. I mean, that's
30%. There you go.
Texas now recruits everywhere. So, you know what? I mean, to snag a Kelvin Banks, I mean, if a Cade Phillips can get in that conversation, Ryan Niblett was, you know, in that special teams conversation. There's guys that will always be from that Houston area, especially after, you know, post Katrina, right? When you got influx of, you know, Louisiana natives that moved to really East Texas, Houston, you know, they kind of trickled into Dallas too. But Rod, you talk about it all the time, just the per capita of NFL players from the state of state of Louisiana, specifically that New Orleans, Baton Rouge, Shreveport area. I mean, it's just a rich area when it comes to athleticism and guys with just phenomenal genes for what you want in a football player.
Yeah, no, I agree. That did help Houston because Houston got a lot more of the evacuees out of Louisiana. And naturally, like Stevie said, it was already a pipeline from Louisiana to Houston. My family, both my mom and my dad from Louisiana. All right, before we get to the list of top 100 transfer portal acquisitions by ESPN, I want to get to that. Let's first thank a couple of more sponsors while we're thanking our sponsors. Let's thank our friends over at Zen AI. We appreciate our friends over at Zen AI, and you will as well. This is a great, I actually love this new technology, and I'm glad actually we're partnering with our friends over at Zen AI. Now, see, it's really easy. A lot of you out there have dreamed of, having your own podcast or being the star of your own podcast, whatever it may be. Well, our friends over at Zen AI, they can help you with that. This summer, don't just watch the games, you can vibecast it. That's right. Zen AI is the home of vibecasting. It's a new way to capture and share real sports conversations. No studio, no fancy gear. Your phone is the whole setup. Arguing about who should have taken the last shot. You can turn that combo into a sportscast, right? And Zen AI will turn that into clips and reels, even TikToks. An AI producer works behind the scenes, cleaning up the audio, cutting highlights, and helping you tweak edits just by chatting in plain English. So go live while the game is on, or you can record your hot takes right after the game, bring your own co-host, or you can find another fan in Zen AI's network. This summer, Zen AI is paying new vibecasters to launch their first sportscast. Humans are the talent. AI is the infrastructure. Zen AI is invite only. So head to zen.ai to join the waitlist. That's zen.ai, or you can tap the link in our show notes. So thank you to our friends over at Zen AI. Also, let's thank our friends over at HexClad while we're thanking sponsors. So listen up, fellas. Summer is cooking. Our summer cooking is officially in session. So we're talking steaks on a random Tuesday, burgers for the boys, breakfast before a long day outside, and those nights when one friend stops by and suddenly you're cooking for the entire crew. All right, you gotta cook it up pretty quickly. Everybody loves talking about the grill, but your pans are still doing a ton of the heavy lifting. And if you're a cookware sticks, burns everything, heats unevenly, or makes cleanup feel like a full contact sport, it's not helping you become a better cook. It's just making your life harder. That's why right now, HexClad is the new product that I want to tell you about. What surprised me most is that you don't have to choose between performance of stainless steel and the convenience of non-stick. HexClad gives you both, all right, in the same pan. So don't go through another summer with cookware that makes every meal harder than it needs to be. For a limited time only, our listeners get 10% off of your order with the exclusive link. Just head to hexclad.com/OnTexas. That's hexclad.com/OnTexas for 10% off, and support our show and check them out at hexclad.com//OnTexas. Make sure to let them know we sent you. Thank you very much to our friends over at HexClad. It is a fantastic product. Just try it out. All right. Before I make sure we don't have, we got a super chat. I want to make sure we got a super chat here from the Nick Turn. Thank you very much, the Nick Turn. We appreciate the super chat. Says about a month about a month in our newest Longhorn. Oh,
hey, congratulations.
That's beautiful. Here's our fourth boy. Wow. Fourth boy, Atlas Abel. Is it Aries? Hope I got that right. Let me know if I pronounced it right, Nick Turn. And now Archer. I like the A's. I like it. There you go. I like the theme.
Got one more. You better name him Aurelius.
Aurelius.
Maximus.
I like the A thing though. That's pretty good.
Oh, yeah.
I wonder if that's wifey's idea or your idea, Nick Turn. I need to know. It says, who do I need to chat with at Texas on an advance in one of my boys' NIL? The Coronados are coming. Hey, beautiful thing. I know. Trust me. I got a little girl. I'm like, hey, girl, you need to pick something now. Volleyball. You need to pick soccer. You need to pick softball. We gotta get some of this NIL bread because it's out there.
Hey,
so I'm with it.
Canyon Labels is right there. I mean, come on. For one of them.
Hey, I'll tell you a sleeper sport for the ladies and stuff though is rowing. I just doing some research on rowing. You can get into rowing and get some good scholarship money, NIL money, and not just be not great at that sport, just be an overall good athlete. So I've been doing the research. Oh yeah, I'm trying to get baby girl on some NIL stuff when I get to too. So thank you, Nick Turd. Appreciate that and congratulations on that, man. That is fantastic. How far apart, if you don't mind me asking? These boys? That's what I'm curious.
Good question.
Atlas, Abel, Aries. I need to know, Nick Turn. All right, and Archer. If you throw it out there, or you can just be your business. Maybe in fact, I'm asking too many questions. I apologize about that, but I'm just curious. All right, more super chats. Terrence Jones. Thank you, Terrence. We appreciate the super chat. Says, hey Rod, someone posted your Big 6 in the Big 12 champion game. Have you gotten fully over that loss that y'all should have won? No, because a lot of my big plays were in games we lost. Terrence. So I never really was fully satisfied, like enjoying the moment. Like going back and rewatching and going, man, that was a hell of a play. Hard to do that when it's like, yeah, hell of a play. You lost the game. You know what I mean? Big Texas OU, pick 6, went up double digits, lost the game. That was a big play in the Big 12 championship. We're making a comeback against Colorado. Guys, that was a terrible play call, though. Can we agree? Coach, it was a fake punt. I forgot the circumstance. It was basically there was no reason for them to call a fake punt. They were leading. We were trying to come back. And I guess it was trying to pull maybe what the Kirby Smart did to Texas, maybe just kind of put their foot on the throat and like the nail in the coffin with a fake punt. But it was a terrible throw. And I kept the ball was in the air so long, guys. I kept thinking to myself, Terrence, please don't drop it. Because as y'all know, Rob B starts to develop a reputation around there for dropping. And I think to myself, just don't drop this, dude. Please don't drop. It was in the air so long. I swear I had time to think about, do not drop this football. You look it in. You look it in, all right? And you're watching me. Go look at the play. I'm a little slow when I started going back because I'm looking at that thing in. Like, okay. I remember that's how long, because it was a punter that threw. He was like, it was like a duck just loud. It was in the air forever. And I was like, oh, Rod B, please don't. They gonna never. You see what and you know how I know I was right about that? Blake Gideon. Longhorn fans still ain't forgave Blake Gideon for that Texas Tech drop. Y'all still talking about that damn drop. See? I dropped interceptions that didn't matter. You drop something that mattered, Longhorn fans don't forget. They got long memories. All right, thank you, Terrence. Appreciate that. I have not gotten over it though. In short, no, never will. All right. Says y'all missing out if y'all don't see the World Cup semifinals. 4 best teams in the world gonna be epic. Viva la France! Who you rooting for, CJ? Or who you probably put stuff? Who you picked? I should say.
No, I think Mbappe in France probably win it all.
Mbappe.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of his. Lamine Yamal. I mean, it's hard not to enjoy watching the youngster at Spain. And then there's Messi. I mean,
us old guys are pulling for Argentina.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah. Because Messi's the last one. Right?
And he's all my grandkids talking about.
He's incredible. He's 39, coach, and he's leading the tournament in goals.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's wild. Yeah. That's unbelievable at 39. He's basically there's some guy, LeBron's kind of still able to do that kind of stuff. Get to 40 and still able to dominate your sport is wild. Did CJ, what is that? Did CJ really say Mbappe? It is Mbappe, right?
It is. There's it's a nod. There's a TikTok account that I've been just dying over when it comes to just comedy. They call him Mbappe. Boppy, and they say he, you know, if he's the best in the world, he comes plays in Major League Soccer. It's been cracking me up every single week. And so,
I have no idea what y'all are talking about.
Yeah, it's an inside thing. You got to be a soccer fan, I guess. Brandon with a super chat. Brandon says, "One more, CJ. I finally get to tell you happy birthday, Mama." CJ.
Oh, thank you.
Your turn. What's something interesting that ain't been said yet on your own?
Well, first and foremost, thank you. We had a great time last Thursday night. Dinner with the family. Mom enjoyed it. Got our big old bottle of tequila rose, and family had some fun. We played games. Great time. So thank you guys for the birthday wishes for her, and thank you guys for letting me sneak out a couple minutes early. One thing that hasn't been said yet. I was thinking about this. I think Richard Wesley has an All-American freshman All-American season.
Oh, I like that. That's good.
I think he has that much talent. He's grown since the spring physically. It was kind of interesting because when he was running around in the spring, I mean, he's 6'5", 245, 250 pounds in that range. And it still looked like Coach, he had the shoulder pads from like those late 90s, early 2000s, where it was, you know, he probably wouldn't have been able to raise his hands to catch a ball over his head. And it was like, dang, like he still looks small, you know, in comparison. And so the 10 pounds that he's since added to his frame, I think they're going to pay off. He's a heck of an athlete. I'm really excited for what he can do. It's all about getting on the field for him. And what I mean by that, it's not because of a lack of talent. It's because of how much depth there already is in that room. So that's my bold prediction.
That's a great take. I love that take. When I talked to Lance Jackson, he brought him up and talked about him unsolicited. So he's a big fan too. And I think in that whatever pass rushing package they have, maybe it's a NASCAR or not, I think that's where young Richard Wesley could end up making some impact plays. I like that. Good take, CJ. Great take. All right. Let's we'll end things here shortly, but I want to go over this list. Transfer portal acquisitions ranked by ESPN. I think Max Olson did it. So I'll just go over where the Longhorns are ranked. And you guys tell me what you think of this ranking. So they got the number one player who was acquired via the transfer portal is Cam Coleman. In the entire, it's 100 player ranking, 100 best transfer portal acquisitions in 2026, and Cam Coleman is numero uno, gentlemen, number one. All right. Oh yeah, there you go. So and okay, this is the on-3 one, and they still got him number one too. So when I was looking at was the ESPN one, they got different ones, and they got him number one. So basically, no matter what publication you're looking at, they're saying that he's the best transfer portal acquisition that was out there. Period. Do we think that he is the most important transfer portal acquisition that Texas made? Is he easily he's the number one player? So is it just a foregone conclusion? He's also the most important acquisition for Texas.
Yeah,
Coach, I'll throw it to you.
Yeah, I think so. That publication had 3 Texas players in the top 10, 3 LSU players top 10. On 3, I believe, had LSU 3 of the top 5.
So you'll see. Yeah, that's true. And I believe those are on the LSU guys. Seaton was one, Levitt was one. Who was the other one for LSU? So they had 3?
Yeah, let's see.
I thought it was. I know Levitt was on there, and so was Seaton.
Ty Benefield. Okay,
the safety. Interesting.
Yeah, I would have gone a different direction. You could have.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah, could have gone a couple different directions. I know that their wide receivers are really talented. Princewell Uman-Mielen, the edge rusher, originally from Manor, went to Ole Miss, followed Lane Kiffin, surprisingly, right? Pete Golding stays as the defensive coordinator to be head coach at Ole Miss, and he says, no, I'm following Kiffin to LSU. That was a guy with about 8 sacks a year ago that I would have thought made this list, but no, Coach. I mean, LSU is going to have no shortage of talent year one.
Yeah, Princewell's not on that one. Top 10. He was number 5 on the on-3. Yeah.
It is interesting that they go with Hollywood Smothers over Raleigh Brown, because you go back and, you know, some of the reports that, or some of the returns that we got out of the spring was hey, this Raleigh Brown guy, he's really good, right? We really like what we have with Hollywood Smothers, but so far, if there was a game back in March or early April, probably would have been Raleigh Brown. That would have been your number one back option, which, again, I don't know if that's a surprise. I think both are very talented. Both were first-team all-conference running backs. So we'll see. I think Texas fans would be pleased that both of these guys had monster years.
Yeah, it does seem like it's 1A and 1B, but I'm with you. It seemed like the buzz was about Raleigh Brown initially, and now even going back to those on 3 rankings and then the ESPN one, the second highest ranked player in the ESPN transfer portal acquisition rankings was Hollywood Smothers. They had a 19th overall, and they had Raleigh Brown 28th overall. So it seems, I don't know why it's starting to switch, but it seemed like Raleigh Brown was going to be the lead back initially, and now there is some discussion that maybe Hollywood Smothers. I really don't think any pick, if you pick either one of those guys right now, is a bad pick to being the lead back. Like, I can see either one of them. I can visualize either one of them being the lead guy, and maybe it depends on the game and the situation. Who knows? All right, good stuff, guys. Appreciate that. Thank you guys for all the super chats as well. Let's thank our sponsor, Von Lane, one more time before we end tonight's live stream. Thank you very much to Von Lane. They do a great job of getting you not only from point A to point E, but doing it in a very luxurious fashion. First-class travel experience on the ground. You board at a private hotel terminal. It takes minutes. Then you sit back and relax and enjoy the ride. And it's one of the 22 plush, oversized leather seats, complimentary Wi-Fi, snacks, beverages, and hot towel service. They serve Austin, Dallas, Houston, San Antonio, Fort Worth, Plano, the Woodlands as well, Nashville, Memphis, Atlanta, Knoxville. And if you're traveling with a team, you can charter your own Von Lane coach, design the trip and pick up the drop-off. Just enter the code OTF26 at checkout, and you can receive $20 off your first ride with Von Lane. Go to vonlane.com, VONLANE.com. That's vonlane.com, your private jet on wheels. Thank you very much to our friends at Von Lane. Thank you to our friends over at Hargrove, Prize Picks, Zen AI, Hexclad as well. Thanks to each and every one of you out there for all the super chats. Thank you to the Nick Turn. All right. Brandon B. Morgan, OTF fam number 1. Thank you guys always. We appreciate all your participation. Coach, great stuff as always. Thank you, CJ. Appreciate all your hard work.
Got one for you, Rod.
Oh, go ahead. Oh, I'm missing one. Go ahead.
Before we get out of here, we do over at On Texas Football, we're able to confirm Ethan Mendoza, second baseman for the Longhorns, is coming back for 2027 season. I know that that was one of the big question marks. He entered the MLB draft, went undrafted, will not sign. He will be back on campus next spring, So that shores up that second base position. Mendoza, I believe, hit around 265, 270, 8 home runs this year. Played the back half of the year pretty dinged up. So the goal, get completely healthy, do so on what I would assume to be a relatively cheaper price tag than going to the portal for one of the top options available. And now you can go fill out another outfield option if necessary. Go find a corner infielder for backup, as well as finding another arm or two out of the bullpen.
And you heard it here first, folks.
That's why it's great to stay locked in at ontexasfootball.com. Get all the latest nuggets when they break from our OTF team. All right, thank you, CJ. Great stuff. Thank you to Matthew behind the scenes. He's a real MVP. Nobody does it better. Hashtag for CJ's mom. I don't know how CJ's going to feel about that.
Oh, that's not going to be a hashtag.
CJ's not going to hashtag it for his mom. Somewhere y'all going to make that sound inappropriate. All right. Thank you, CJ. Thank you, Coach. For CJ, for Matthew, Lifetime Longhorn, Rod Davis. Until next time, hook 'em horns.
Okay.